Rebecca, I had a chance to have some scenes with her, which in the first one we didn't have, and we had. I mean, she's a fantastic actress, and also she's very funny. She makes me laugh a lot, and she is very easy to work with, and I think she's bringing a depth and a complexity to the role that it's very well put together. Stilgar makes this presentation in part one, and in part two, now he brings Paul and Jessica into his world, into Arrakis, and he's the one to present the reality of his tribe, of his people, of his needs, of his circumstances to Paul. And the role is very complex now, and I love that. I love to work with that complexity, and it has humor, has depth, has command, and also has some sensitivity about what are his needs. Dune Part 2, it's about the journey of Paul, the character of Timothy, coming of age and becoming the man that is going to lead us to a better world, but with a lot of complexity and contradictions within that journey. I think Timothy is a very talented actor. I can see the difference between part one and part two, in the sense that he now owns the role in a different way, which is beautiful because that's what the movie is about as well. In the first one, it's in the introduction. It's a world that opens in front of him, and now he has to own that world. And he, as an actor, he's so elastic and flexible, and he can jump from drama to comedy to depth to light in a second, and it's beautiful to see that near him. It's beautiful to be in front of him and see his process. And also, being so young as he is, it's great the energy that brings into the set. It really puts you up in one of the greatest moods. The good thing with Josh and I is that we know each other for so long, and we were pinching each other like, man, we are here, we are working together, we're still making the job that we like. We are blessed, and we are here with this amazing team of people. So we are very aware, and we were celebrating every moment out of it. It's a long shoot, it's a long film, it's a long shoot, and I think for me, now that I'm getting older, for me it's clearer and clearer. It's about the captain of the boat, the energy that he brings, in this case, Denis Villeneuve. And he's such a wonderful, caring, beautifully creative and generous person that there is no room for any of the other things. So everybody's really here doing their best because they are happy, they feel protected, they feel welcome, they feel heard, they want to be part of it, they're excited. And you can tell that on the crew, behind the camera, and in front of the camera. And that makes the job way easier, way funnier, and way better. And I would say everybody has to do with it, but especially Denis Villeneuve. I think Denis Villeneuve is one kind of director that I don't know how to express it. I don't know, because I adore him, I love him, I am so grateful that he gave me the chance to be part of this adventure. And at the same time, he's creating this mastodontic world. But when you're shooting, actually, I don't know how he does it. You feel like you're doing an independent movie. I mean, the camera is there, the crew is there, but it's like, okay, let's get back to work, let's do the thing, let's just focus on this, let's create together, let's experiment with things, let's try this, let's try that. And then you forget about the surroundings, the huge machinery that is behind this big movie, and you take the creative journey as an actor. And that's beautiful, because otherwise you would have thought, oh, is this going to be too much of a weight under my shoulders when they say action? No. He's there to make sure that you are doing your thing, which is create freely, with pleasure, with joy. Still suit is great. It's amazing, the wardrobe, and the costumes in this movie, as it was in the first one, it's is insane. I mean, wherever you look at, it's like the details, the tiny details, are amazing. So the first time I put back the still suit, it was like, oh wow, here it is. I felt that it was a little bit overweight. Like, oh no, it's tighter than 3 years ago. But then I started to lose weight and it fit better. And it was fine as soon as we were doing interiors on sets. But when we came out here with the still suit, that was a different game. And still, it's not as bad as I was expecting. I mean, it's hot, but it's manageable. You can do it. The knee is a strong believer on shooting things with the camera rather than too many digital world, and you can tell that in the way he shoots it. And I appreciate. We all appreciate that because it puts you right in the place, in the dunes, in the desert, in the sandworm. I mean, it's not real, the sandworm, but the thing that they have created is so real and realistic, and the way it moves, and that makes you feel, oh wow, I have a good glimpse of what it could be to be on top of that monster. And he likes the things to be simple but real, and that's beautiful for an actor to be part of that. I think part 2 is more complex, wider, has more action than first one, which it was kind of an introduction to the world. In this one, we develop those worlds, we develop those characters, we bring them to contradictions, to thoughts, to emotions, to encounters, and it's more emotional. And I think it's, visually speaking, is gonna be, I don't know what's the word. It's so big, it's so out of my understanding. I don't know what's the word to say in English. It's gonna be outstanding, because what I see on a little monitor, still being the monitor, I go, what is that? I think that's what is going to happen in this second part. People are going to be blown away. If there is a movie to be seen on a movie theater, is this one, because of all the elements implied into it. Why? Because it's an experience. It's an experience that, of course, you can have it in your cell phone and in your computer, but it only will be at the maximum of its exponents when you are sitting down with an audience in front of a huge screen. That is where this movie comes to life in a better and in its best shape. And if you do that, you will. If you see this movie on a big screen, then you will believe in movie making for the rest of your life, I'm sure.